not realize it, but it's a very high-tech job, and they work very hard to get these pattern crimes off of our streets. And what's important to note is that these same perpetrators, they victimize our entire region, not only the city of Dearborn. It's like a traveling crime wave, if you will. So, yeah, I'm very happy with it. But, again, if you're a victim, I'm not happy with that part of it. But crime is down 15.2%, so it's really great.
Absolutely. And it looks like, major crimes that the one that are really down. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. The robberies are significantly down. One place we can really improve is in burglaries, particularly at homes. They leave windows unlocked on the first floor, and I would just suggest that if our citizens learn to lock the windows on the first floor, we could reduce burglaries substantially in our city. And then the other one, which I get so tired of talking about, theft from unlocked vehicles, particularly when they leave keys in the car and or loaded weapons in the car. That really angers me because now we have a gun out on the street that can harm other people. So if people were to lock their cars, lock their first floor windows on their homes, in addition to the great reductions in crime we're experiencing here, that would be very helpful to the community.
Absolutely. What's the difference between robbery and burglary, Chief?
Robbery is when somebody takes something from a person by force. Usually a weapon is involved, but it may not be. They can just physically grab a purse from someone, knocking the woman down. Then it becomes a robbery and not a larceny. And burglary is when they break into homes or business structures to commit a larceny inside of a building. And they're commonly charged with like home invasion 1 or 2, depending on if the home is occupied or not. And those might be some things you'll hear that sometimes are confusing to our citizens.
Absolutely. How much cooperation is between you, the other agencies, and you and the community? Because without that, I don't think this would have been really possible. Is that correct?
You're absolutely right. We've got our dispatch consolidated center up and running, and we got 5 other communities around us, all the way out from Westland and Wayne back to Melvindale, here, our next-door neighbors. And the sharing of information and to be able to discern some of those crime trends. You may have saw our press conference here a couple of days ago. There was crimes being committed out in Canton, and we became aware of them, and we work with Canton PD. And ultimately, that same person came here to Dearborn to steal wheels off of a car lot right here in our city in broad daylight. So, crimes knows no borders, and to work with our communities that surround us not only makes good sense, it's going to be essential for the future.
Absolutely. I was pleased to see drug offenses being down 64%.
Done?
Drug offenses.
Yeah, drugs are down, but again, keep in mind that as of November of last year, they legalized marijuana, so that has played into the reduction we're seeing now. The unfortunate part is that we still have the opioid overdoses on a regular basis, and they have not slowed down, unfortunately. But, yeah, our drug arrests and our drug offenses will appear to be reduced, but it's because of the marijuana legalization that took place last year.
Okay. What can we do? I mean, this is a big topic, but very quickly, what's being done to really discourage our youth from using drugs?
It's a whole community approach with our schools, our faith-based communities. We all try to reach people before they get on drugs. I think that's the best way to do it. We also have partnered up with a lot of social agencies to have people who have a drug problem when they come in here. They may have an addiction, and with the judge's help, we've coordinated efforts to get them to treatment right away, but they have to want it. Awareness is so important, and parental responsibility is even more important because they see the young people, and when their behavior starts to change and they're spending a lot of money or a lot of time away from family activities, that should be a red flag that parents should be alarmed about, and just follow up with the young people and make sure they're okay.
Absolutely, absolutely. Is there anything in here that I'm not seeing that you'd like people to know?
Traffic. I think that young people do not understand the dangers of driving recklessly on the streets. They can't evaluate risk. At our press conference, we disclosed 2 young kids riding motor scooters. One ran over a 5-year-old girl and broke her leg. As tragic and awful as that was, it could have been far worse. So I would just, again, ask parents to think about what they're doing when they buy, these hot vehicles or motorcycles or motor scooters for young people. And even to a lesser degree, golf carts. Golf carts are not allowed on our streets, but you see them buzzing around, and these are all recipes for disaster. So I think if we as a community act responsibly in those areas, we can further make our community safer for the traffic and pedestrians alike.
Absolutely. Yeah, Chief, you're involved with a lot of activities locally and nationally, internationally. Are there any updates that we need to know?
No, I would just suggest this. Anytime there's any type of threat that impacts our city, I would ask that citizens call us first. Sometimes they have what I call a second life on social media, and then it becomes much tougher for us in public safety to follow up on them, more labor-intensive. As a rule, if someone were to threaten our congresswoman that lives here, or threaten a school or an individual that lives here, no matter where that threat emanates from, we can usually reach out and touch it within 1 hour. But sometimes it takes a life of its own on social media, and it takes us much longer to kind of read through all that stuff and find it. So anything to do with threats, including acts of terror, I would just ask our community to think about reporting it first to the police and give us a chance to, vet it out, investigate it, and mitigate any threat that would come here. And on those kind of threats, the last thing is, if we can, reach someone in 1 hour, what we can't reach is people who see it on social media who might be inspired or might think it's a good idea to come down here and participate in some kind of, threatening activity that was suggested on the post to begin with. So we don't want to spread their message, in other words. Call the police first. Let us handle it.
Wonderful. Chief, I can't thank you enough for taking the time to be with us, and this was very significant, and I wanted you to share it with the community. It is a good news. We also need to be vigilant, as you said, and hopefully that, the community will take notice of that. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. Allah Mahak. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. What we're going to do is we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back. Please stay tuned.
Halal is important to your family. You can trust that Miramar will offer not only the highest quality halal products, but the best tasting and healthiest foods that can be placed on your family table with confidence. Miramar is the first and oldest halal certified food brand in America, serving the Arab and Muslim community, and offers a wide range of halal food products. Check out Miramar's halal food selection today by visiting Miramar's executive distributor, Ziyad Brothers Importing, at www.ziyad.com.
Life is a nonprofit charity that's provided humanitarian aid and development to people and communities for over 25 years, regardless of race, color, religion, or cultural background. When disaster occurs here or around the world, Life for Relief and Development rushes in to provide food, medical aid, and shelter to those in need. Please help improve these efforts. Make your tax-deductible donation to Life now at lifeusa.org or call 248-424-7493.
Kushat's Mediterranean Market and Shish Kebab offers a great array of your favorite Mediterranean meals. Meals range from lamb specialties, shawarma sandwiches, seafood dinners, and they offer special big trays of your favorite food, plus much more. Kushat's Mediterranean Market and Shish Kebab address is 32839 Northwestern Highway in Farmington Hills. Their phone number is 248-538-9552. That number again is 248-538-9552. And the supermarket is open from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Kushat's Mediterranean Market and Shish Kebab will definitely leave you satisfied.
When it comes to reproductive medicine, IVF Michigan Fertility Centers are the recognized leaders. With locations in Bloomfield Hills and 5 other cities in Michigan and Ohio, IVF has experts in all aspects of the field. As a founding member of IVF Michigan Fertility Centers, Dr. Nicholas Shama is one of the leading reproductive endocrinologists in Michigan and Ohio. Dr. Shama has performed over 10,000 IVF cases and has helped thousands of couples fulfill their dreams of parenthood. American board certified in both obstetrics and gynecology and reproductive endocrinology and infertility, Dr. Nicholas Shama is a very caring, compassionate, expert physician that understands not only the medical but also the emotional toil of infertility on his patients. When it's time, get personalized care from Dr. Nicholas Shama at IVF Michigan Fertility Centers in Michigan and Ohio. Call toll-free 855-952-9600, 855-952-9600.
You for being with us. This is Khalil Hachem with the Local Connections. We really want to thank you and thank Chief Haddad for being with us this morning to talk about the drop in crime rates and all the wonderful things that they're doing. We thank Chief Haddad and all the hardworking officers in keeping us safe. We're going to be switching to a different topic, and that is traveling. You know, in our community, a lot of people travel during the summertime, either abroad here in the States, or they travel overseas to visit their home of origin, Lebanon, Iraq, the Middle East in general, and other places as well. A big number of people. This year, adding to that, is the Hajj is falling in at the end of, I think people started traveling right now, which is next month. So we asked our friend Steve Lorenz, the Regional Director at U.S. Department of Homeland Security, to be with us this morning. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Khalil. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to your listeners.
Absolutely. Good morning to you, and thank you so much for taking the time to be with us. What kind of traveling season are you expecting this summer?
So we are experiencing some of the busiest travel times that we have seen in history. So we're averaging anywhere between 2 million and 2.5 million passengers a day going through 440 airports nationwide. So we are seeing a very robust travel season within the system.
Wonderful. Sounds like it's keeping you busy.
They are keeping us busy, but our staff and our employees are doing an amazing job taking care of the customers and making sure that the system is safe.
Absolutely. What do people need to know if they're traveling?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So we always encourage people to make sure that the way they pack their luggage, especially their carry-on luggage, there's less decluttering, is more organized, which will kind of expedite and facilitate the screening process. We always tell people for domestic, to arrive for domestic flights at least 2 hours before your scheduled departure time. This will give you time to, park your vehicle, check in with the airline, go through the security process, give yourself plenty of time to go down to your departure gate before the boarding begins. We always recommend folks that are going through the security process to wear more comfortable kind of slip-on shoes, which can be removed quickly and kind of replaced quickly. Anything, if you're traveling with pets, we always ask you to take those pets out to make sure that they do not go through the X-ray machine and place them on a leash. But and then follow the advisements of our employees to make sure that we're able to get you through the security process not only effectively but also efficiently.
What's some of the major, problems that you face with some passengers, in general, like a few examples?
I think that if you're not a seasoned traveler, there's certain things as far as the liquid aerosol and gels, as far as people bringing additional items on. So we always encourage our customers to look and go on TSA.gov and look at what you can bring on. At times, people forget certain items that are prohibited items, whether they're knives or whether they're guns. So we always make sure that people look at our website, and if there's any questions on what they can bring on board a passenger aircraft, there's a section on TSA.gov, and it's labeled, what can I bring? And it kind of identifies what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. And also documentation, acceptable forms of ID, to make sure that if adults are traveling 18 and over, you have to have a U.S. federal or state-issued photo ID to make sure that you're allowed through the security checkpoint prior to boarding an aircraft.
When it comes to money, how much money are we allowed to take?
So there's requirements for Customs and Border Protection for what you can take out of the country and what you have to declare. So I encourage your listeners to go to the Customs and Border Protection site, which gives specifics as far as declaration requirements for money that can be taken out of the country. For domestically, you could take money through the checkpoints, but there's requirements as far as amounts for what you can take out of the country. Domestically, there's no requirements as far as what money you can take with you, but of course you might have some additional questions that are going to be asked or requested from you.
Absolutely. Some people are a little bit apprehensive about being asked different questions. What are our rights? I mean, what people need to be concerned with?
So, as far as if one of your listeners is going to be requested for some additional screening, you have the right. Our employees are trained to provide the advisements, what type of screening they're going to receive. If you're not comfortable with anything or as far as the information that is relayed to you, one of the things that we always tell passengers is seek out a supervisor or a manager at the security checkpoint, and they'll be able to provide some additional guidance. But I encourage people to ask questions, when they go through the security process. We do a great deal of investment in training to make sure that our employees are always performing at the very, very highest level. They do an amazing job. But at times, if there's additional questions, concerns, we always ask and welcome feedback on what we could do to continue to make sure that the travel experience is a very positive one for everyone.
Absolutely. Where do we find additional information if we need to?
Absolutely. So I always encourage folks to go to a couple things. One is TSA.gov. We also have a TSA contact center, which identifies and gives you additional information on what you can expect to go through a security process at TSA, and that's TSA Contact Center at tsa.dhs.gov. And if somebody is traveling with somebody that needs additional assistance, we offer a program. It's called TSA Cares, and that person or those passengers can reach out. It's also the same email address, TSA Contact Center at tsa.dhs.gov. And what we'll do is we'll provide additional support for those individuals going through the process to make sure that they have a pleasant experience going through the security process. So I would encourage those two websites, and there's a lot of valuable information that will help your listeners transit through a very busy summer season.
Wonderful. Is there anything I haven't asked you that people need to know?
No, patience. I think that, when people come to the airport, it's like we talked about earlier, it's busy. So give yourself plenty of time to make sure that you go through the whole process. If you're not sure about anything, definitely ask. If you'd like to have some additional questions answered by us, please elevate that to a supervisor or manager at the checkpoint. But I'm very proud of the work that our employees are doing day in and day out. They're screening a lot of passengers, not only here in Detroit, but also throughout the country. And, we look forward to, your listeners traveling through Detroit or any other airport and making sure that they have an amazing experience. Most importantly, a safe experience getting to their destinations to see their loved ones.
Steve, thank you so much. As always, this is great information, and we want to thank you for taking the time to be with us on the radio today.
No, thank you so much, and all the best to you and your family and your listeners.
Thank you so much, and happy summer.
You too.
Thanks, Steve.
Bye-bye.
And we're going to continue. There's information of news that our friend Ali Sayed sent us the other day, and they are going to have a cultural festival this summer, which is next month, at Hype Athletics. And we were hoping that Ali would be with us this morning. Apparently, he's still asleep. This is a great idea of bringing in diverse people. I mean, this area is very diverse, but to show the diversity in this area at Hype and bringing in as many people as possible, they tried to have, what they had rather, a great gatherings during Ramadan at Sahur, if you recall, and it was very successful. They're going to try to duplicate that as well, and then try to bring in what's called this cultural, more show. Let me see if I can find the information. It's really great information, and hopefully we can bring Ali in on at a different time to talk to us about the event and what they're planning to do. And this is the second annual Michigan Cultural and Diversity Festival, and it's presented by iHeartMedia. And the festivities will take place August 22nd to 25th at the Hype Athletic Center in Dearborn Heights. That's on Warren, if you're not familiar with it. And this is mainly a celebration of the community and its heritage, and in this great country. So maybe we can talk to Ali at a different time and get a little bit more information and see how how you're gonna be, how you can participate in the festival or get more information to know more about it. I want to go back, since we're waiting. We got a couple minutes. I want to go back to also thank Steve Lawrence for being with us, to providing us this valuable information. There are a lot of programs that the government provides in which help you if you travel. There are programs, if you travel frequently, it'll expedite the time that you wait at the airport, being searched, being during the security process, all of that. And then there are other programs to help you if you need help. It doesn't hurt to get to know what the laws and regulations are. Michigan chapter of CARE put out an advisory to those who are going to the Hajj and returning, if they, just in case some of them face unnecessary screening or questioning. If you go to later on to our website, michigan.com, we will have that on there. You can call CARE as well. And they give some recommendations for you if you're traveling, what you need to know prior to travel, what your rights are, what you can do, and who you can reach if you have any questions as well. So we will have that on our website, michigan.com, later on for you to have. It's a really nice set of information. We've printed similar information to that during Ramadan, which is Know Your Right kind of section, and this one is specifically for people who travel into the Hajj. Just to help you with information. What we're going to do is we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Please stay tuned.
The Rama Relief Foundation provides humanitarian aid into areas inside of war-torn Syria, as well as aid to the refugees who have fled to the neighboring countries in the Middle East. The foundation offers food baskets, container shipment, mental health, education, soup kitchens, and more. Go to ramarelief.org or call 248-990-4247. Any donation amount made to Rama will go to sustaining many lives. Call now 248-990-4247.
تعرفوا شيء، احنا كتير بنهتم بالمقبلات بالاكل الشامي، واحنا بنهتم بالبهارات والتسبيكة في الأكل المصري.
واحنا نهتم هواية باللحوم وجودتها بالأكل العراقي. واحنا في مطعم عشتار نهتم بيكم، اعتمدوا علينا أيا كان. نحن في عشتار نعرف أن لكل مذاق أسرار، فنحن نقدم أجود أنواع اللحوم من ملحمة عشتار الواقعة على 56865 راين رود.
عشتار، قصة حضارة ترويها لكم أطباقنا المميزة في كل زيارة.
تفضلوا بزيارتنا في 3625 East 50 Mile Road, Sterling Heights.
مطعم عشتار بإدارة فادي بهنام وعلي البغدادي. 586-698-2585 586-698-2585.
Are you going to start a restaurant or grocery store soon? Do you need floor plans and designs? Call Naji Abood at 734-744-9796. Do you want to buy kitchen and restaurant equipment at discount prices? Call Naji Abood now, 734-744-9796. New Concept Products and Design, the trademark of kitchen equipment. 5% discount on all purchases of $75,000 or more. New Concept Products and Design, new location, 31185 Schoolcraft in Livonia. Learn more at www.newconceptproducts.com. Call Naji Abood, 734-744-9796. When you're looking for the best in optical care, Dr. Imad Nakash is your doctor to see. With years of experience and thousands of successful procedures performed, you can trust your eyes to Dr. Imad Nakash. See Dr. Imad Nakash and his professional staff for your eye care needs. There's 2 locations to serve you. In Hazel Park, call 248-336-3937. 248-336-3937. In Rochester Hills, call 248-299-3937. That's 248-299-3937.
Welcome back, and thank you for being with us. We are going to continue the program. We hope to, we're waiting for Dr. Swan to join us, and then we're going to be talking about how to protect your skin from the sun this summer. I don't know about you, but, it's, the sun is brutal, and every time I go out, I get burned. Because of my fair skin, but it doesn't really matter what kind of skin you have. And it's very important that, we seek the protection that we need. And as we wait for Dr. Swan to join us, the Mayo Clinic and other clinics have various recommendations to what you need to do for, to protect yourself from the sun. The best protection is don't get exposed to the sun for a long period of time. You can still get exposed to the sun by using sunscreen. Most sunscreens today are very sophisticated. They have an SPF. They have, rating. At least 15 is what they recommend, and apply it generously, and specifically children. It's just amazing how the emphasis on children. Mike, is Dr. Sawan with us this morning?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. She's in Chicago, so she's on a different time. And I hope that there is no confusion on the time itself. And the other thing is that, seek the shade as much as possible. And they recommend that we seek the shade between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Before that and after that, exposure to the sun is not as dangerous as it is during that time. Being exposed to the sun is very important. It's a good source of vitamin D, and then we need to make sure that we're doing it, we're doing it correctly. Wearing protective clothing is important as well. And in my older days now, I didn't do it in my younger days, but in my older days now, I do wear long sleeves and try to protect myself as much as possible from the sun. Although I love being tanned, but then it comes at a price. It still can be accomplished, but it can be accomplished in a safe way. The sun is wonderful. I spend a lot of time playing volleyball on the beach in Florida. I spend a lot of time being on the beach fishing Later on the doctor said this is not really a good way to to treat your skin. And I did get a lot of wrinkles, and most of it, some of it from old age, and some of it from the sun itself. The other recommendations from the Mayo Clinic is the fact that don't smoke. Smoking seems to affect the skin tremendously. Also, hydration. If we're hydrated well, I can tell when I drink a lot of water, my skin is healthier, and it feels better. It's happier. And there's a thing with hydration that most people don't understand is you need to drink as much water as your body really needs. Just because you're not thirsty doesn't mean that your body doesn't need water. Our body is composed of a great amount of water, and it's very important that we drink enough water, specifically in the summertime and in the wintertime as well. But specifically in the summertime when the temperature is high. The other recommendations from the Mayo Clinic, and that is limit bath time, hot water, long showers, or bath. Remove oils from your skin. This oil is very important for our skin. It keeps it smooth and it keeps it really nice and soft. And and use warm rather than hot water. Avoid strong soaps. Strong soaps and detergents can strip oil from our skin. Again, this oil is very important. And shave carefully to protect the lubricant on your skin. Apply shaving cream. Just be kind to our bodies. This is very important. And they recommend not to scrub when we dry our skin, just to pat it, and that keeps some of the moisture there. Also, using moisturizers after taking a shower or taking a bath, it helps to trap the moisture in the skin and makes it healthy, or keeps it healthy rather. Eat a healthy diet. When it comes to moisturizers, some people trying to tell you that you have to buy these expensive moisturizers. You really don't have to do that. Any kind of moisturizer, just simple, oils is fine, as long as it doesn't leave a trace on your body and on your clothing. Eat healthy. Healthy diet is very important. Diet that has plenty of fruits and vegetables and whole grains and lean proteins. And I'm not going to lecture you what you should eat and what you shouldn't eat. By now I'm sure you know what to eat. Just a reminder to you and to me that the associations between diet and problems with the skin, there's a great correlation there, and that any researchers tell us that diet rich in fish oil and fish supplements and low in unhealthy fats and processed or refined carbohydrates might promote younger looking skin. Drinking plenty of water again helps keep our skin hydrated. This is very important. And this last thing, I kept it to last because it's very important, and that is how to manage stress. Managing stress is very important. And, in general, stress kills. And it also affects the way we look and the way we feel. And, it affects our sleep. It affects a lot of things. So learning how to manage stress is very, very important. And it's easier said than done. I can sit here and try to talk about it, and there's nothing wrong with getting some help to learn how to manage stress. It's very important to deal with that. If there is an issue, as I get older, I'm learning more and more to let go. My son taught me something very important. I was upset over, as you will know, I'm in real estate, and I was really upset with a deal that didn't go the way I wanted to go, and I helped this lady to a deal, and then later on she said, I don't want to sell my house, and I was kind of upset all the time, and after I put in it, and my son says, why are you upset, Dad? Just go find another home and sell it. it's so simple, yet it eludes us to really understand that, guess what, there's nothing I can do about this issue, just let it go. This let go thing is very difficult, and again, it's much easier said than done. If you need help, get some help, learn how to do it. It can be very easy. I'm learning how to do that, and when it works, it's great. It's really great. It just leaves you healthy. Let go and move on. Life is too short to really, hang into small issues that there's nothing you can do about. And lastly, get enough sleep. Sleep is so important. We need at least 5 hours of good sleep, uninterrupted sleep, 4 to 5 hours. Some people could argue less. No matter how old you are, good sleep is always good. What we're going to do is, before I say that, I hope that these tips would help us with protecting our skin. There may be some kind of confusion between us and Dr. Sawan, but we'll sort it out later. Anyway, what we're going to do now is going to take a short break, and we'll be right back. Please stay tuned.
أيام زمان كان طعم الأكل غير. كان جدي يجيب لي لأكلة المحاشي والكبة المشوية. بتعرفي اشتقنا لأيام زمان والطعم الطيب.
بس اليوم مع زيادة منتج بديل دهن الخروف الحقيقي بطعم اللية بيعطيكي نفس الطعم الغني والمميز، مجفف، معقم، سهل الاستعمال وحلال 100%. يمكن استعماله في جميع الأكلات الشرقية. ما عليكي إلا أنه تفتحي الظرف وتضيفي من طعم اللية واستمتعي باللقمة الشهية.
وصحتين وهنا.
Life is a non-profit charity that's provided humanitarian aid and development to people and communities for over 25 years, regardless of race, color, religion, or cultural background. When disaster occurs here or around the world, Life for Relief and Development rushes in to provide food, medical aid, and shelter to those in need. Please help improve these efforts. Make your tax-deductible donation to Life now at lifeusa.org or call 248-424-7493.
تعرفوا شيء، احنا كتير بنهتم بالمقبلات بالأكل الشامي،
واحنا بنهتم بالبهارات والتسبيكة في الأكل المصري،
واحنا نهتم هواية باللحوم وجودتها بالأكل العراقي، واحنا في مطعم عشتار نهتم بيكم. اعتمدوا علينا أيا كان. نحن في عشتار نعرف أن لكل مذاق أسرار، فنحن نقدم أجود أنواع اللحوم من ملحمة عشتار الواقعة على 56865 راين رود.
عشتار، قصة حضارة ترويها لكم أطباقنا المميزة في كل زيارة.
تفضلوا بزيارتنا في 3625 East 15 Mile Road, ستيرلينغ هايتس.
مطعم عشتار بإدارة فادي بهنام وعلي البغدادي. 586-698-2585 586-698-2585.
The Rama Relief Foundation provides humanitarian aid into areas inside of war-torn Syria, as well as aid to the refugees who have fled to the neighboring countries in the Middle East. The foundation offers food baskets, container shipment, mental health, education, soup kitchens, and more. Go to ramarelief.org or call 248-990-4247. Any donation amount made to Rama will go to sustaining many lives. Call now 248-990-4247.
Welcome back, and thank you for being with us. And as we wait for Amr to join us, wanted to take a couple minutes to just update you on the housing market. As you well know, I work in real estate, and we've had a great summer. It's just unbelievable. And if you have a property to sell, this is the time to sell it. If you are in the market to buy, this is the time to buy. Here's why. Specifically to sell, inventory is short. There are a lot of homes on the market. You can still get a good price for your property. You can sell it quickly if you market it at the right price. Some people are making a mistake of marketing their property way too high. That's not good, because if you market it too high, it's going to sit on the market. Everybody is intelligent today because of the information that is out there. People know what your market value of your home. So they know that if your home is worth $200, and if you put it for $225, that it is high. So it's going to sit on the market for a few weeks. and then you're going to have to drop the price. And then people are going to wonder, what's wrong with this place? Don't do that. Seek a professional. It's not your job to really do this. It's not your expertise. So seek a professional, and that professional will help you with with marketing and pricing and selling your home. Selling a home is not an easy thing. It's not just, like you sell a garage sale. Selling a home involves a lot of paperwork, the title work. There's a lot of legal complications in there. Seek a professional to help you with that. The fee that professionals take is really worth spending, because you make sure you're buying the right property. You make sure you're selling it right. I mean, if you want to go through all this trouble, and if you're expert at all of these fields, go ahead, sell your own property. But if you're not, don't make the mistake. Every day we get people come to us and say, oh, there's a problem with my deal. There's a problem. Well, of course there are problems. If you don't know how to do it, seek professional help. Talk to a lawyer. But the best thing to do is, because lawyers are going to charge you a lot of money, and they're not going to be with you every step of the way. Seek a professional to help you sell your property. Seek a professional to help you buy, the house. That when it comes to buying itself, make sure that that you're working with the right person. Most of us today see the same information, in the system that we work in. What makes one person better than the other, one professional better than the other, is someone that you trust, someone that is knowledgeable, someone that will work with you, answer your questions, provide you all the information you need to help you make the right decision. This is what buying a home is all about. When you're buying a home, make sure that you like the neighborhood, you like the way the house looks on the outside, and then you like the inside, the flow of the house. Does it work for you? Is it really the way that it needs to be? And this is really what you're looking for. If it's not, does it have the potential to become what you're looking for? You may have to compromise. You may have to compromise a few things. Then you can eventually change in the way that that you want. So this is really in a nutshell what it takes to really look for a professional to help you buy a home before you look for a home. That person will help you find a home. And it's not costing you anything. It's free service to you. And I never understood why would somebody want to really go on their own and try to do all of this, and it's not costing them anything. Try to find someone who can be your friend, who can help you, and who can help you find the home of your dreams. It's very important. Right now, what we're seeing is that the market is stabilizing some. Homes are being put on the market at a market price, which is very good. Also, homes are not being sold like in the same day, which allows us to negotiate a good deal, allows us to show it to you more than once. It's always better that way. And, this is, again, the perfect time to do that. If you're looking for other opportunities, specifically business opportunities, investments, we can help you with that as well. It's our firm where we work. We have a great variety of people. We have a great pool of talents that we put all that talent to help you either sell your property or find the property that you're looking for. Not long ago, this gentleman came to me and he said, I really want to buy this home. It's really not much of a property. It's about $10,000. And I explained to him that we'll be more than happy to help you. It's not going to cost you much. You would have to pay for title. You would have to pay for, all the fees that are associated with it. And it's just easy to do. And I really wanted to help him out as much as possible. So, of course, when he went back to his garage or his basement and smoking narghili with a bunch of people, and they told him, why should you pay the $250 for the title company, and why should you do this, and why should you do that? And anyway, they filled up his head, and he went on and got the deal by himself. He went to the seller, and he says, you and I can do this deal, and the seller says, sure, no problems. They filled out a quitclaim deed, and they took it to the county, and he transferred the property into his name. He paid him $10,000, and he thought he made the deal of his life. Well, he did, but not in a good way. 5 months later, the county sent him a $3,500 bill for back taxes. The owner of the property did not pay taxes for 3 years, and now the county is going to foreclose on his property. Well, he may be able to save his property by paying the money. So he came back to me, because I'm sorry, we made a mistake, and we should have come to you first, and so forth. I said, what can we do for you? And he goes, well, I'm having some problems. We put this property in our name, and now we're facing all these issues. I said, well, let's see what else is involved with this deal. And we found out that there is a $15,000 loan on this property. So now, this property that's worth $10,000, it's going to cost him in excess of $30,000 to clean up. And, it's just unbelievable. And the other issue we found, that whoever signed the papers was not in title, which means that he didn't have the authority to really sign for it. And now this gentleman has, the new owner has what we call a clouded title. He can't sell the home. He may be able to live in it for a while, but why put up with all that hassle? Because he did not know how the process worked, and he decided to take it on by himself. The way it works is that you have real estate professionals who know how to help you find a home. Then you have the mortgage people. If you pay in cash, that's fine. But if you have the mortgage people on the other side, who are totally independent from the real estate, the mortgage people will help you get a good mortgage. They will make sure that, your loan is well structured. You take advantage of your good credit and secure a good loan for you. And then you have the third part of this, which is the title company. The title company is totally independent. These are the people who will search the title, make sure that there are no issues related to. These are the people who are, again, totally independent. The money goes to them. They do all the paperwork, and then they sit down at the table and they say to the Mr. Seller or Mr. Buyer, okay, Mr. Seller, we make sure your property is all clean, or if it's not clean, you need to clean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You need to pay all these debts here. You need to get all the right signatures to make sure that the title is clean. And then they say, Mr. Buyer, listen, everything is ready for you. If you hand the money, he will hand you the keys, and everybody is happy. And then as professionals in real estate, we always make sure the follow-up. We always make sure that you're protected. I still get calls from people I sold the property to 2 years ago and 3 years ago. They give me a call and they ask me, questions about, their property, the paperwork that they're getting. This is what you pay for. This is what the relationship that you have with a professional. When you're dealing with us as professionals, we make sure that you've been protected. And the reason we do it is because this is what we do as real estate professionals. The other thing is that we want you to refer us to other people as well. And if you're not getting the good services, if we're not giving you the good service, we know you're not going to refer us. But if we get into good service, then we know for sure that you are going to refer us to other people. And this is how business continues. A relationship between buyer and seller and a real estate professional, it is a relationship. What we look for is a relationship. We want to be your friend, and we want you to be, to think of us as, and we want to make sure that we hone this relationship and this friendship. I have a good relationship with all my customers. I keep up with them. I call them. I talk to them. I check on them every now and then. I let them know what their property is worth right now. There's nothing better than that. It keeps you informed. I called the other day. I got a call from a buyer that I helped him buy a home 3 years ago, and he asked me. He wanted to know what his property is worth now. As you well know, 3 years ago, the market was not as hot as today, and I explained to him that his price almost doubled. And he was so happy. And I said, "You want to sell?" He said, "No, of course I don't want to sell." There's another issue that you need to be aware of, and this is why it's so important if you're in the market to buy a home, is to do it today, not tomorrow. And that is taxation. Taxes have gone up, and I'm talking about property tax. Property tax in all cities have gone up tremendously. And they're going to continue to go up. But we have something in Michigan called Proposal A. Proposal A means that if you buy today and you're being, charged taxes based on today's rates, and your taxes will only increase at a small margin, 2 to 3%, and in some areas 3 to 5% of your value. And what it is that you have, let's say you buy a home for $100,000, then taxes are levied on 50% of what the state equalized value is, which is, let's say, $100,000. Then you're paying taxes at $50,000. So they calculate at $50,000. This is what your taxes are being really calculated at. Each city has different sets of what's called millages. Millages, these are things that's divided in cities on how the money is going to go to the general fund, to police, to fire, to schools, to roads, to this, to that. And all of them combined, we don't care how they divide them. What we care about is the number. What is the number? What is the end number? In the city of Dearborn, it's 62.85, and depending on what school districts you really live in. So in Dearborn Heights, I think it's 59. In Livonia, it's 41. In Canton, is less than that. Every city is different. And what it is that, how do we figure out taxes? So we have a $100,000 home. We'll be in taxable value is 50,000. So we take 50, multiply it by 62.85. That gives you your taxes. So now taxes change when there is improvement on the home or when it's being bought and sold, because it's called uncapped. So if you owned a home 20 years ago and you used to pay $1,000 on it, if it is uncapped right now because the value then was $50,000, if you sell it right now, okay, and then it's uncapped for $150, so you're paying taxes on $75. So it's going to triple your taxes. So you need to be aware of that. So the sooner you buy, then you're starting with a lower amount and your taxes will not increase as much. This is something very important, something to keep in mind. You have any questions, give me a call, 313-819-0101. This is something very important you need to know. So again, you have any questions, give me a call, 313-819-0101. You can log on to yamichigan.com, yamichigan.com. We have a lot of information on buying and selling there for you. And the best thing to do, it doesn't cost you anything. Again, just give me a call, 313-819-0101. This is a great time to invest. This is a great time to buy and sell. And if you're in the market, don't hesitate. It's very important. We get a lot of information. We get a lot of people from different, we deal with a lot of problems. So we've been through it all. And we're learning every day. We can't say that we know everything, but if there's something we don't know, we know where to find the answer. Again, the number is 313-819-0101. And at the end of the hour, I want to thank everyone that was with us this morning, and thank those who couldn't be with us as well. And thank you for listening. You have a wonderful, wonderful, happy end of July and happy weekend. Stay safe. Thank you so much. Again, the number here is 313-819-0101. Give me a call. Bye now.